Now that we're officially into 2025, I thought it was appropriate to talk about my 2025 pieces that I'm most excited about, as well as my 2025 fashion and personal goals. Welcome to my channel. My name is James. I'm gonna keep this relatively chill. We're gonna start off with my goals first, and then we'll go into the pieces that I'm most excited about for 2025. But let's get into the video. One of my most important goals for me for 2025 is to shop local and to shop in store. A big thing for me is I feel like I always go on like Essence or I buy something online. I just feel like it's important for me to start building relationships within my community and within Chicago and being able to like actually touch the products, put them on and feel it. I realized this the other day when I was at Sovereign and they just had so many awesome pieces and I'm like, why am I not shopping here? Why am I not coming in here and meeting people? I really want to make sure that I'm just like touching stuff. I'm trying it on, I'm feeling it, I'm shopping local, or if I'm not gonna be local, I'm at least going into a store and purchasing it. That is definitely something that I'm more excited about and I'm more interested in for 2025. Focus on smaller brands. And when I say smaller brands, they don't have to be like these tiny unknown brands. A good one for me is going to be like Stofa. I really love their product. They only have one store in the United States and I think their stuff is awesome. Another brand for me would be Bare Knuckles. They make amazing stuff. They are New York or Portland based, but their stuff is so good. And every time I look at their stuff, I'm just so excited. It's just weird how the timing has been. I buy jeans and then they release the Javier jean. I buy this and then they release a jacket. It's been like that crazy back and forth and it's just never been the proper time, but I really want to focus on getting pieces that are like relatively small brands, relatively lesser known. Bare Knuckles, Arpentor, Stofa, brands of that nature. If you have any awesome brands that you recommend, definitely shoot me a comment. I'd love to know them. Paring down my wardrobe. Over the last couple of years, I've done a really good job of paring down my wardrobe. And I'm sure there's gonna be a few people that sit there and say like, dude, you have so many pieces of clothing. And I do have a lot of clothes. I'm from the sneaker world. And there was a point in time where I had like, I would say well over 100, probably even over 200 pairs of sneakers. And that's just so bad. You don't actually get to enjoy it. You don't get to enjoy the product for what it is. I was talking to a guy the other day and he's like, I have 5 pairs of shoes that I wear and I enjoy. And honestly, I would love to get to the point where I've got like 5 of my favorite pieces of shoes, then like a pair of running shoes and that's it. So that's gonna be something that I'm definitely focusing on, is just paring it down and having like super nice, super high quality, super good stuff, but less of that. No impulse shopping. And I am the worst at this. Last year, I bought so much stuff that I bought and then it was like in the mail and I got it and I was like, I don't even know why I got this. And I'm really bad at that. I'm definitely an ADD kid when it comes to buying stuff and I will obsess about something even if it's not that important to me. So I recently just unfollowed like 700 brands on Instagram because honestly, I just didn't want to be distracted by brands. It really allows me to kind of pull back and just set myself goals and go from there. Now let's move on to like non-fashion goals. These ones are a little bit more lifestyle focused. I think I want to get into coffee. And when I say that, I'm not saying like I don't drink coffee or anything like that, but I want to kind of get into like making my own coffee in the morning and doing like the pour over thing. I've never done that. I'm always just kind of like buy cold brew or buy my own coffee. And that gets expensive really fast. And honestly, I'd rather be delegating that money to something else. I am super new to it and I haven't really even started yet. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. Be saying no to more things. I want to be able to be like, you know what? I'm not going to go out tonight. I have to be somewhere in the morning, or I want to go on a workout and I want to do this. Like, I appreciate the invite, but I'm just staying in and just kind of like really focusing on myself. I feel like there's a lot of times I do things that I just don't want to do because of, I think, how somebody's going to react or something like that. In-car travel. And when I say that, it's like, I want to go somewhere that's like 3 hours away and spend the weekend wherever. I live in Chicago, so I am extremely blessed to have the ability to be at all these cool events that are in the Chicago area. But I want to like drive 40 minutes up to a different state or go 2 hours north and like be in the woods and just grab my bike, go for a bike ride, put stuff in the roof rack and do that. Get in a car and just drive and appreciate the world and go from there. I want to be more of a positive person. I find myself sometimes getting negative, and I know that's a difficult thing to do, but I end up like, when things start to go wrong, I get really upset, and Victoria and I always get into like a little bit of an argument, and I just want to be like more chill and more like go with the flow, just allowing the good day to happen and just know that like it's not the end of the world. So number 1, 2, and 3 are actually going to be Stofa pieces. I really like their stuff. I think they do a great job, but I really want the pleated shoes. They might actually be called boots. I don't exactly remember. They're like this kind of high top leather boot, a natural gum bottom, and they are absolutely killer. The ones that I want are either the suede brown or the suede black. And then last year I tried on the pleated shorts and I was in love with them, but I went and got them like too late in the year. So it would have been November by the time I got them. These fit so nice and they looked so cool. They did them in a linen and then they did them in a cotton. And I want just a classic kind of wavy black pair that are just super cozy, that look good with like a nice collared shirt, or they look good with like just classic like t-shirt or kind of dressed a little bit more casual. And the third one is going to be the basket weave pair of pants. So basket weave is a material. It almost feels like a canvas. If you felt like a Detroit jacket or something like that, or a Carhartt jacket, it's got like a similar feel to that. It's a heavier weight and you can buy them in like a pair of jeans or like a 5-pocket that they do, or you can get them in trousers. I'm not sure which ones I want yet. I am gonna be in New York in like 3 or 4 months, so I wanna take a trip in there and just try stuff on and get an idea of vibe and stuff like that. Arpentor, they're called like fox trousers, I believe. And they're like this weird material that has like a very like kind of neppy feel to it. And they are like a classic looking trouser, but they've got like a cozy fit to them. I love Arpentor stuff. They do a few different colors. I think they did like a brown, kind of like more like an olivey khaki look, as well as a black one. And I'm not sure which color I want yet, but those are pieces that I'm just looking at. And every time I look at them, I'm like, that is so awesome. Guidi boots, and I've really wanted these for so long. I don't know if you're familiar with Guidi, I'm sure most of you are, but they make some of the best boots in the world. They kind of focus more on like an over dyeing method. They're an Italian company that's been around forever. I've always wanted a pair, but I just always get distracted like I was saying. So buying a pair of these would be like one of my 5 shoes that I have. I'd be getting rid of like 3 pairs of shoes just to get these. I want to be able to dress it in like more of a menswear kind of adjacent look. So definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Visvum Skagways. I've wanted these for probably 2 or 3 years. I know they've been on at least one of my goals and grails lists. I feel like every time I go to buy these, either they're not available and I've got the money, or when they are available, I don't have the money. The ones that I want in particular are the platforms. So they're these big chunky shoes. I want the low tops and I want the platforms in the black and the white. And it kind of allows you to have this kind of like heritage adjacent world, obviously elevated to the nth degree and just really freaking over the top and chunky and awesome. I'm really interested in a like natural material fleece. There's a few different brands that I'm interested in. I know Colbo does one and I really like everything that Colbo does. I know there's Rear, which is probably the most exciting of them right now. And then I'm really looking at Orly. All 3 of those are gonna be like these natural material, kind of like your Patagonia like half zip that you would see like anybody wearing, but I really wanna focus on like a natural material one. And the reason being is like I want something that is like, again, more of a classic styling, but just to the nth degree. It's not super high up on my list, but if like a good deal or something along those lines comes, I might definitely think about it. I really want a kind of cowboy adjacent boot, like a roper or a cowboy boot. I had a pair of R.M. Williams that I got rid of and I actually regret it because they were just so perfect. So I want to kind of restock that. I'm not quite sure the brand, but I really want like that kind of western-y kind of vibe of a roper boot, but also still like very much a well-made boot that is like a fashion leaning. This is probably like my most important piece that I need to get, and I've needed it for so long, I just keep slacking, and a nice pair of loafers. My top goal is going to be the 180 loafer by J.M. Weston. Who knows, they're like $1,000. They're a little bit more expensive, but I recently tried on the Our Legacy loafers and I was super impressed by the feel of those and how those looked. So that might be jumping over just because of one price point. And I do think they're a little bit more fun wearability. I would love a pair of Row Eel loafers. However, I do think that is going to be a little bit out of my comfort zone when it comes to like daily wear. I do hope that I get these. Actually, I'm not even gonna say do hope. I am gonna be getting a pair of these. And I literally just missed the drop. I didn't have my address in there properly and I'm really upset about it, but whatever. I want a Bexhill Court beanie. If you're unfamiliar with Bexhill Court, I don't know a huge amount about the person. Their stuff is just super cool. I believe they just make them all by hand and they do these small drops every few weeks, few months. They're just classic beanies. They're not that expensive, and I would even say for being made by hand, they're actually relatively cheap. I don't think I will get one this year, mainly because we're kind of getting into the spring already. I know it's only January, but by the time I get one, it gets ordered and all that jazz, it'll already be like March. So hopefully I get one, but I'm not holding my breath too hard. I really want a Drake's scarf. I have wanted one for a really long time, but they're expensive. They're like $370 for a scarf. I really want something that is just like a cozy, just like wrap it up, it's big, especially when you're wearing more monochromatic colors, you can just throw that on. I did see the Aaron Levine one and that was awesome because it had more hints of black to it. I wanna be able to just like have this as like my statement piece if I'm wearing just that. Drake's scarves are extremely well made. Drake's in general is extremely well made. And I just like the idea of having like a cozy kind of scarf to wear just so I can have that vibe. I don't really know the reason other than the fact that I want it. And so this is an actual grail of mine. I've been looking for this for so long. And to me, it's like for everyone who wanted the Grizzly who ended up waiting too long, this is basically what I did for this. This is the Our Legacy Andalou jacket. So it's basically the mini jacket, but it is brown and it has a horse fur on the front. And it is just so wild in like such a great way. Basically, it's the same proportions as the mini jacket I have, but just way freaking more fun and way cooler. I can't find it anywhere. There's not any listings. Our Legacy Andalou jacket is something that I really want, and it's just such a cool piece. Super kind of weird, but just exactly what I want. But that's enough of that. Those are the pieces that I'm excited about, as well as my goals for 2025. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll chat soon. Goodbye.